Hello and welcome back to Loud and Proud Orlando. We're here on a Tuesday night for a Pride podcast, the first of the year to review our first game against Racing Louisville and a preview of Angel City for Friday's home opener coming up. And we're also going to talk a little bit about Pride Talks with a new Twitter or X space that we just launched. Last match, which we're going to be doing after every game. So please enjoy the Pride content we got at the moment. Join in, give us your comments. We want to hear from you guys. We want to know your thoughts on the first game. And the person I want to hear from first is Luis. How are you, buddy? It seems like, wait, have I not seen you? Wait, a day. Yeah,
Seems
just
seems
yesterday.
like less than 24 hours
We're
now,
just
but
we're just smashing out content
we're
here, Luis.
yeah, we're putting
Yeah,
out the content right there.
we're nonstop at the moment. I love it.
We we want to thank everyone for the support for the obviously for Loud and Proud Orlando and the City Pod and the Pride Pod. Obviously, thank you so much for all your support. About 13 people live right now. Not many on YouTube, but a lot on Twitter. So thank you so much. Over 13 people on Twitter right now watching live. So thank you. So I do want to say regarding the game, uh, I love the bounce back mentality of this team. You know, a team that would played a little dirty, a little physical throughout the whole 90 minutes. Taylor Flint, former Korniak, now Taylor Flint, which used to be my former favorite Pride player, but now she's in Racing Louisville. And no longer, she played really dirty. I have to say, she was being bothersome to a lot of the players for the Pride, but the Pride overcame obstacles and could have gone the win, and could definitely turn it around. I think, to me, for starters, the the people that came off the bench made an immediate impact, and I think that was what Seb. That's I think Seb's job throughout preseason, knowing what subs are going to make the most impact, especially in the attacking third. And Amanda Allen came out, and just her speed and boom, it was like night and day. So it was exciting to see. I'm definitely looking forward for a Orlando Pride victory against Angel City. I believe, and I'm gonna start to believe even more, that if the Pride uh, defeats Angel City, it's a huge contender with a lot of bucks, with a lot of good players. I think it'll be a shot heard around the NWSL for sure. So I don't know, what are your thoughts for starters there, John?
I agree. I think the level of determination that we saw to get that 1 point with 10 women on the field was impressive, and I think that in other years we definitely would have just taken the loss or not been able to even fight back. So the fact that we only had 10 players on the field and we were able to get a goal back, and we almost looked better weirdly that like in that later in that second half with 10
Yeah.
players, which makes no sense. But we had that level of confidence that we weren't going to sit back or like try and hold on to what a loss at that point. Like we're like, no, we've got nothing to lose, let's go at it, let's keep attacking. And we got our just reward. And I think Summer Yates, what a flick that was. She put a smile on my face and might be my new favorite player. I gotta you do something like that, it's gotta be for your first goal. That's a really, really good impressive goal. And Amanda Allen as well coming on, I agree, was impressive. Seb's kind of main point that those young players stepping up, and that's what we need from the Pride, because as he said, there's gonna be games when we're gonna lose a lot of the top players in the squad, like the top of the more veteran players. And so girls like Summer Yates and Amanda and Allie, we need them to step up. We need them to show what they can do. And if they're doing that already this early in the season, that bodes really well for later in the season when they're going to have to step into those positions from the start of games.
Definitely exciting for Summer Yates. As you're saying, I believe that she had a phenomenal game. I also she's been working really hard during preseason just to stay fit and be the better version of herself. She was saying that in post press conference.
I found that so interesting that they told her like you need specifically that you need to work on your fitness, you need to work on, your speed, etc. And then that motivated her. I think that's great by Seb and the team.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something that it's great to know that the staff is letting them know what they need to do to become assets to the team, and I'm just happy to see Summer excel and make an impact for herself and for the team, and it's just gonna take it to a different level. What are your thoughts regarding the lineup for starters?
Well, I think with the lineup, there was some surprises in the fact that Kylie Schramm over maybe Carrie Lawrence, for example, in the center back with Haffa being out, injured at the moment. Carrie Abello at left back is we know she can play there, obviously, but we weren't just sure that she was going to be at left back. But with Kylie moving over to center back, it made sense that Carrie slotted in there. Angelina on one of the wings was a little bit of a surprise, but again, we know she's a versatile player who can play there. Adriana at striker, probably because Barbara's not here. Just like we don't have a huge amount of striker options, and Adriana can play striker fairly well. I think that's the reason we saw a lot of the lineup. Anna instead of Sophia. That one, again, not sure what's going on with Sophia. We'll have to get into that more later. But overall, you can see the decisions and why Seb made them. I think that it's going to be interesting next game to see what changes, maybe with other players coming back. I don't think this is what we expect the lineup to be. Like, I don't think this is our finished lineup, if that makes sense. Do you?
Yeah, I definitely don't see this being as our finished lineup for sure. I mean, we still have some pieces that we need to definitely add on there. Now, on the other side, you have Ushena Kanu, you got Taylor Flint, former Korniak, and Carson Pickett that had a phenomenal game. But I do want to say, Haley McCutcheon, my hat's off to you, man. I mean, she battled the whole game to beat those people, and she like you
Kanu
could
was
like
causing our problems.
she was able to at some point like contain Kanu like one on one. It was pretty impressive, I have to say. And
I
then
think
like
the
it's
the
cool. Like
raw
what I like.
speed of Kanu was hard for her. Like, I think she's a very good, intelligent fullback, but when someone has that much pace, it's so difficult to do. It's like marking, any wingers that's fast. It's just you got to be fast yourself.
And then the whole exchange of physicality between Luana and Taylor Flint was amazing too.
I love it. Luana's not afraid to
Luana was
stick
just
a foot
like, "Hey,
in,
why
shove
is she throwing?
somebody.
What is she doing? Like she's just
She's
rolling
a
in the
real
on.
hardcore D mid, right? She's
Like
not.
I'm
She's
from
a
Brazil. Like
hardcore Brazilian D
I
mid.
should be
She
flopping
can
right now.
hustle.
You know?
She'll get in there. I mean, it was good to see that from her. That's what I expect from Luana, right? That's why we signed her to do that.
Yeah. And look, we got 1 point with 10 players on the field, and that is a huge feat. I don't even think Orlando City could pull that off. but
There's a level
I'm
of
so happy that the Brown
determination
were able to
there.
do it.
For you, Luis, what were your thoughts on Anna Morehouse's performance? I was quite critical of her. I'm not sold on Anna Morehouse personally, but I do think that she did have some good moments last year, but this year she started this game with a couple errors, in my opinion. Do you agree? Would you blame her for the two goals, or would you say it's more of a defensive issue?
Let's look at the goals, and I think if we look at the recap for the NWSL, they're probably right there. Let me go ahead and pull it up right now. If you're listening, we're going to be looking at what happened with Anna Morehouse, and I do believe, John. Number one, the ref was just. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't want to say this because obviously it sounds pretty bad, but the ref belongs. Right now, she doesn't belong. Obviously, I'm not trying to imply anything bad, but it's just kind of like I was just like, man, this ref is like horrible.
I
But
tweeted that
anyways,
even the NWSL refs hate us, right?
yeah, yeah.
What was up with
So
that?
no, I agree with you. I'm just trying to look for the first goal here. Right
I
here, right
think
here.
on the ref, while we wait for
Now
that
you have to
quickly,
you have to
the
give
second yellow
kudos. Yeah, right here.
was harsh, definitely on Kylie. It was a weak second yellow to give out for
So
sure.
you have to give kudos to Racing Louisville for this in a way, and Alexa Marie Barr. I mean, she was a beast on the
She
wing.
looks good.
Yeah, and she looks like ready to play for the national team, in my opinion. Like, just look at this how it starts. So there you go. Look at that. You see right there. I want to say that's
It's extremely direct
yep.
from Racing Louisville. Is
So
that Flint? No, it's the other D-mid, right?
yeah, that is I want to say hold on.
Who makes a pass from like their half straight over the top
Yeah, that's Emily right here, I
onto
believe.
onto Barr, who's running onto it.
They pulled I mean, I believe their backline is just extremely forward, and they
Our back line?
yeah, I think the
Yeah,
Pride's
it's high
backline
up
it's
there.
it's too
Yeah.
high. It's too high. They need to stay in position, and
I don't think
you
they
know
planned on losing the ball at that point,
yeah,
you know? It was a
but
quick
they did
turnover.
though.
Yeah,
And
they
that's
did.
the thing. If you're gonna lose the ball, you have to be ready to like
And Kylie is not the fastest,
yeah.
and I think
You see,
that
that's
that
Emily
showed
right
in
there,
this.
and she
Yep.
realizes she needs to go back in position. So she's reading between the no, that's Haley. That's Haley. And
Yep.
then boom. Like there's like that right there. Yes, she sees the keeper. I think Anna is too forward. That's
But
just
look
my
how far
opinion.
Anna's running back while
Yeah,
she's running with the ball. Like, look, where was
yeah,
Anna was way out of her box and she's running,
yeah.
running, running there. This is where I have an issue, right? She needs to just keep going back to her goal. She
And
stops in what
then
I call no man's land, which is halfway out. And that's where you're able to be chipped because you're not on your line and you didn't come out and
uh-huh.
claim the ball. So in my opinion, she has to go all the way back to her goal there.
Yeah, and just the quality of how Barr finishes the play is just
Incredible
tremendous.
finish, but she looks at Morehouse and knows she can do that. She reads it.
Yep. She definitely does. Everybody celebrates, everybody goes and hugs each other.
And Ada
But
did make some
definitely
saves. She did have some good moments overall.
right there, look, 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 look. So they already know she's gonna pass. I feel like maybe the way the backline was positioned, it was just like it was very bad positioned in my opinion.
It all
One of
happened so
them,
quickly, and our back line
yeah,
was
it
too
just
high. Yeah.
I think they didn't expect for that Louisville player to make that pass, and it just caught him off guard, and that is Carey actually. That is Carey Abello running back.
Carrie almost gets back and
Yeah,
gets to it. She's
that's
close.
Carey Abello running back, and Barr is just like that athlete, and then like she already right there, she already knows she's gonna do that. Like right there, she knows she's gonna do it,
That's
and
where I'm like, you
boom,
just got to go all the way back and protect your line.
shakalaka right there. That's a great goal right there.
Great
But
goal. I mean,
anyways,
that is definitely a great goal, but I
yeah.
think one that we were partly liable by defensively being too high and perhaps not the best goalkeeping.
Now, do you think Barr will do this goal ever again? I don't know if she can
Probably.
do.
Probably. I think she
No,
got it
no,
in
if
her
she can do it
locker.
twice. I'll
I
be
think
honest
she
with you.
can. I reckon she can. She
Yeah,
looks like that
but
kind of technical player who could chip a keeper.
yeah, she and I will say something else too. To give Racing Louisville kudos, the atmosphere was really good. Um,
Is this the
Really good there.
first ever women's soccer specific stadium?
No, that was, I think it's Kansas.
Or is that Kansas? I get confused. I
I
think
think
that was
that's
the Casey Current Stadium, right?
yeah, which it's
Louisville playing the same as the
that was
men's
an
Louisville.
amazing. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's the second one right here. Okay, let's look at the second one right here.
Yeah.
So we're looking at okay, right there. So
Yeah.
they lose a ball, like again, like
Same thing.
we lose possession right there. And then look, like you got like 2 against 1, man. Like you got to close it in. You can, that's Morgan right there, Morgan Gautrat. And and then they go all out, and then look, they see the open space right there, and then she just goes off again. And again, I don't know why our backline didn't see Kanu right there on the left. And it's just like, oh, she's right there. And she dribbles and just this one, I will say it's all on the keeper. I will say why. And I don't know if you agree with me, but
Oh, I do.
she should have, I mean, right there. I mean, I'm not a keeper, but she could have extended her hand a little over,
It's just poor
and,
save technique, honestly.
and it would have gone out of bounds. That's just my opinion. Like when you see the replay, you'll see that Kanu's ball hits the turf, and it does an extra bounce. But
It looks to me like it goes through Anna's hands
yeah, look, okay,
a
look
little
right
bit.
here, right here. Bar again,
Yeah.
completely open right there. That's Haley. So she goes, and then Khan already knows. She's gonna shoot, and yeah, it goes through. It goes through her
It
hands.
goes through her hands.
It goes
And
through her
also
hands.
look at her body position where she is on the goal. Like she's not far enough back. She's not on her line. Like she's not, in my opinion. And then the way that she goes for
Right
the
there. Look, look, look.
save,
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it right here.
she's expecting her to shoot bottom right. She puts all of her body weight on that way. And then she has to readjust to go the other way.
Yeah.
And for me, it goes through her hands. And it I don't want to be really harsh on Anna, but we have to call it as they say. I mean, she's an English woman, Luis. This is what my fellow compatriot of my country here. I want her to do well. I just think that honestly, the save here is not there, and on the other one, she has time to get back to her line, and she doesn't go back to her line, and she gets chipped. So
Look right there. I mean, I guess I'm ignorant around these things. I don't want to be like everybody else that's like, oh, you should have done that. Obviously, when you're in a professional match, things happen. But I feel like there she could have kind of punched it a little bit, and it would have probably still gone in, or it would have gone to the post.
the only thing I think is maybe her view was blocked
Probably
by the sliding. I think Haley is that, but
that was
again,
that was
it
Haley
wasn't it's
Haley
not a
McCutcheon.
convincing save and technique. So also, I think we all assuming that Sophia is going to come and be the first team goalkeeper.
Yeah.
So hopefully, that will happen soon. And I don't think too bad on Anna. She made a lot of mistakes last year that cost goals, and we're seeing a similar thing here. And for a team like the Pride that has aspirations of doing better than they did last year, we got to clean up the sloppy mistakes. So
Yeah, I
we
agree. I
can't
agree.
afford it. Like we can't. And I would almost be like, maybe if Sophia is not going to be ready for next game, is McKinley, ready? Could Mac get a chance? Maybe. I wouldn't say no to it.
It'll be great to see Mac. I'll be honest with you. I just think she'll be so exciting. But again,
She was
coaches
Big
go,
Ten goalkeeper, Luis. You
huh?
know, she was named Big Ten goalkeeper in her
That's
time in
right.
college, so she was no slouch,
Yeah,
Mac.
she's no slouch. Yeah, and she loves to read books, and she loves to perfect her game. Always, she's in the goalkeeping corps, so she's fit. She meshes well with everybody. So I mean, if she gets a chance, she's definitely not going to waste it. I could tell you that. So this
Going up the
is,
other end of the field, Luis, let's talk about Marta. You were talking on Pride Talks about how you feel she can't do 90 minutes.
yeah.
I agree. I think the big question around that is who's playing that central attacking mid role, the number 10, when Marta's not on the field.
Hmm. I mean, that's a good question for you. For me, I feel like the easiest will be obviously Angelina, right? That would be the obvious choice. But if Banda is available when she gets her P1, I feel Adriana could play on that 10 spot too. You got Angelina. You have a lot of options. You could even if you want to play a little more like more defensive mid, you can even put Carey there. You know,
We saw Summer come
Summer
on
for
and play
sure.
there. Yeah.
Summer right now, she's hot. She's hot. She's in a hot streak. So you could put Summer right there also. So I mean, there's a lot of options or
Yeah. I mean,
whatever
we
Pep
saw
wants.
Summer come on for her at the 71st minute. And we also saw Ali Lemos come on
Ali Lemos too.
for
That
her
she also
debut,
played pretty well. Yeah.
which was awesome to see. She was really emotional in that post game press conference, talking about her first game and what it meant to her. So super excited about that. I'm excited for big things from Ali this year. But Ali can play up at the 10, but a lot what we see happen, Luis, when players come from college into NWSL, they often move back. Like maybe they were a right wing and then they become a right back. So maybe Ali lies more a bit deeper, more of a D mid, perhaps. I don't know, but I think she has the talent to play the 10. I think Summer is the option right now, like we did in this game. It worked. It worked pretty well there. And then definitely let's bring Amanda Allen on, right? She with that speed, I would almost say that she could potentially she came on like as a left winger, but I would be arguing to say that she could come on up top instead of Adriana. What would you say?
Yeah, I mean, I would say, form based on form, I think Summer is the obvious choice, right? Um, but also Angelina could play there, but I feel like Seb now has different options depending on who they're going to be facing. So yeah, I mean, why not going for Summer on the 10? You make play have Summer, you know, play the first half and then maybe sub in Marta, at that point. Or again, and again, this is to me what works best. You put Marta as a starter. You make sure that your wings are working perfectly. You have Angelina. You're gonna have now Adriana on the right. You're gonna have Barbara Banda up top. When she has her P1 clearance visa, all good to go. And then you capitalize the first half. You are up 1-0, 2-0. And then if you feel froggy, you can put Summer minute 55. And then just you extend Marta because, I mean, honestly, Marta is the GOAT, obviously. Marta is the GOAT. Marta is the best women's player in the world, in my opinion. Still, she's like a Ronaldo or a Messi, comparable. So, um, you definitely don't want to also exclude her from, you want to give her the position she deserves, right? Because she's a great player. But also, you have to realize this is a long season. This is a very physical league. It's a league that you play on pitches that maybe are a little tough to play on, and that wear and thread, it's gonna just keep deteriorating on Marta because she's not 25 years old either, right? So I think we need to do the due diligence, and I think the team needs to pull their way And I think they're doing that. I mean, look at the comeback that they just had against recent Louisville. They need to do the due diligence for everybody to carry Marta, um, just like she carried the team all since she got into the team. So, you
Oh,
know,
for sure. Yeah, I
right?
think, and I really want for Marta, it's just about getting the team around her to give her a chance at winning something with us. I think it would be such a shame for her to spend all of her time as a Pride player and not have a trophy to show for it. I think that would be.
I have a feeling that she will.
I mean, it's looking like that's going to happen unless we do something this year. Like I don't know how many more years Martha's got playing for us, so that's why I'm desperate for the Pride to do something this year and at least get to the playoffs and maybe even make a run in the playoffs for Marcha's sake more than anybody, because she's such a wonderful person and she deserves to have a team around her that can help her. And in her age, it's not easy to play all these games. And I think that she's still got all the technical talent. We just got to do a bit more of the running around, and that's okay. That's what happens when you have a player of her quality and they get to that age. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
Luis, in this one, we didn't see Evelina or one of my other favorite players, Larroquette, which was a little bit sad to me. Any reason you think why we didn't bring those off the bench? Think we just Seb with the red card, maybe preferred other options?
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like with the red card, you force your coach to make the right decisions. In this case, I think the game needed somebody like Summer and also Amanda Allen. Her speed was just unreal. I mean, I don't know if you feel the same way, but I feel like her speed was just
I think we went
phenomenal.
for that over more technical players in that scenario. We needed, a lot of
That's right.
the kind of players that could get us on the counter attack quickly instead of more like technical players to hold the ball. Also, I'm just excited to see what Evelina looks like. There's some players here that we've signed, Luis, and we still haven't seen and know a lot about because we don't see a lot of preseason for the Pride. So I just love seeing our new players and seeing what they could do. Luana in this one, like we talked about, really impressed me with her defensive acumen. Angelina did okay, but maybe the wing isn't her preferred position. So I'm going to wait to see maybe with her in a different position what she can provide. Luis, talk to me about Carriabello at left back. I thought
Fantastic.
she had a great game, right?
She's to me, she's fantastic. I mean, we knew I knew this was gonna happen when this season, in a way. I knew it. No, I'm just kidding. I just, but obviously, this is Gary Abella right here for you, man. I mean, she did this last season, but this season,
Forced the
it's
goal, basically.
yeah. So pretty much, it's just her on the 1v1. Boom. She's trying to do the. I don't know if she has watched a lot of Brazilian players, or she's just maybe like so used to playing with Marta. You just pick things up, right? You just pick things up from the
She
goat,
learned from the goat
and then
herself.
right there, look, boom, hits her with that right there, poop, full power. Just like I'm just gonna cross it, and I know that someone's gonna be there, but obviously the defender didn't know, caught the defender completely off position, and the defender tried to like kick it out and clear it, and it just went in. And to me, it's her goal because she generated the play.
She celebrated
She,
like it was her
of
goal. I love
course,
that.
it was her goal. But the cool thing about Carrie is that she cares that the team wins more than her own personal,
She just
uh,
oozes determination for me, and
for
that's the
sure,
way that she played this
100%.
this left back
Yep.
role was just like she pushed so much up the field, just and running back all the time. She could do it all from there, and I think even if Kylie, when she's back from the red card, I would still keep Carrie at left back. I wouldn't. I think for me, she looks like the better option right there than Kylie. Different players. Kylie's a bit more defensive, but if you want an attacking left back, Carrie looks like the perfect player for that.
Yeah, and one thing that really, and I noticed this too, and I said it on Pride Talks. So one thing that really worked, I felt, was that these three players on the left were kind of in a way watching each other's backs defensively. I mean, they knew that Barr was a threat, but for example, Kerr will speed through, will get to the final third, and then Morgan was right behind her, like kind of in a way saying, okay, if you lose the ball and Barr is going to take over, I'm right here with Kylie, and even Angelina to maybe help out, put out that fire. So you saw that a lot happening on this side. And
Morgan
it,
is a
I
great
think,
defensive asset for that.
yeah. And then you will see also them switch, and then you'll see Morgan also taking over on the offense, and then Carrie staying a little back. Unfortunately, when Carrie stayed a little back, she couldn't reach Barr on the, she didn't catch Barr. Barr did that lobbed, that beautiful goal, the first goal, right? But that could have been Morgan. Morgan went forward at that point, right? So they were doing that the whole game. So I thought that was tactically very, very savvy by the Pride, and I think what this team wants to do also is for many of these players to play different positions, and I think that's great. I think that's great. I don't know what are your thoughts regarding that right there.
Seb is, champion of changing positions and moving players around, and I think that's a lot of the strength we have in this squad. I had you bring this up, Luis, because Amanda Allen today was named as the Goal Next Gen 25 Best Wonder Kids in women's football, which
Yeah,
is super,
she's
super cool. So this is a list they do of, and they do it for the men's game as well. But obviously, Ali has been named to the 25 Best Wonder Kids for females football in the world, which is incredible. So that really shows that not only we highly rate Amanda Allen as a top young prospect, but she is in the top 25 in the entire world, according to Goal, which is a big, major soccer outlet. So amazing props to her. And, I, like we talked about and praised her, just so excited for this season and the future and what she can bring for sure. So congratulations to Amanda. Luis, I think that pretty much wraps up everything we're going to talk about on Racing Louisville. Let's go to the comments. We've got a few
sure. Let's read some comments here.
here.
Rafael Leyes says like. There you go.
Hit that
Like
like button.
if you're on
Smash the
YouTube,
like
like.
button. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't have any more comments there, John. Not a
Okay.
lot.
That's good. We'll move on. Alrighty, Orlando versus Angel City, the home opener this Wednesday. There's a comment from Tiro de Esquina podcast. Vamos Pride.
Oh, Vamos Pride. I
Hola,
love that new
Paula.
hashtag. I
Hola.
love whoever did it and thought about Vamos Pride. Man, you're the real MVP right there.
I think that's definitely some of the social
You're,
media team that have got that on
you're the
on
real
X. So we
MVP.
got Vamos Pride now. If you don't know an X with the little pride
Yeah,
symbol
it
when you
comes with
type
a
that
little
in, so
logo.
on the
Yeah, it's
hashtag. So
fantastic.
Vamos Pride, everybody. Talking of Vamosing Pride, let's go to Friday. Do you like that segue? That was good. Let's go to Friday's game, home opener. This one, Luis, is going to be, well, you're going to be there. I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for a big crowd. And also, this game's going to be on Amazon Prime, which is kind of cool. The end of a cell this year is spread out a bunch of the scheduling is spread out in a bunch of leagues. Well, not leagues, sorry, different providers. So what you need to do is go to the Orlando Pride website and look at the schedule, and it'll show you for each game next to that game where that game's going to be shown. Last game, the one we just talked about against Racing Louisville, was on NWSL Plus, and a lot of the Pride games are on there, and that's free. And then this one is going to be included with your Prime membership, which I think a lot of people have Amazon Prime. So that's great. And then there's like Ion, which I believe is free. And I think the other one, Luis, I want to say There's a whole other
NWSL
network.
Plus, right? You're talking
NWSL
about
Plus, I
that?
think there's another one. That's how much they've spread it out. I can't even remember what the other network is, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. The important thing is this Friday, it's on Amazon Prime. So if you're not coming to the game, go ahead and tune in there. Angel City lost their home opener, Luis, surprising to me. And they lost their home opener to Bay FC. I don't know if you saw this one, but I checked out some of the highlights and the stats. They were robbed by the Bay FC keeper, Peru, I think her name is. She had like a 8.9 on FootMob, and I watched the highlights
No.
back. She made endless saves.
Are you ready to find out
Yeah,
her score on SofaScore?
yeah, it'd be even higher, right?
9.0.
I
That's
mean,
the highest I've
I
seen
encourage
on
you
any
to go
player.
people to go watch the highlights of this game because it is insane. Like Sydney Leroux and the front line of Angel City are just hammering their goal. And Peru, oh, I can't say her name properly, but the keeper for the Bay FC in their first ever game, what a performance. Gets the shutout. They basically steal a 1-0. If you look at the stats for this game, Angel City were all over them. Should have won it. And somehow the Bay FC get out of there with a win. The reason I was watching this is to see the lineup, Luis, and something that you can kind of kick us off with is Sydney Leroux starting up top. So we've got one old Pride player
Are you
keeping
ready?
out
Do you
another
spot
old
the
Pride
other
player.
two?
Yes, there's even more.
Yeah. You got Maggie Daughtery, MDH. Yes, she will be back at Interco Stadium this weekend. MDH. A tear's about to drop in my eye right now. And Ellie Riley, social media phenom. She's gonna be back too. And they're gonna come and they're gonna come to want to, and it's gonna sound terrible. They want to come eat the pride. They're gonna want to transform into actual real lions, and and just try to really compete and make a statement. I don't know. Um, but I do believe that, and I want to say this carefully. I've been in that period of time when the pride and they were in the pride, and now I'm in this period of time in which the pride has a brand new face, and I like this pride better. I'll be honest with you. I love the way from the front office to the Black Swans, from at just everyone in the pride is just so active, and everyone is working collectively to the common goal, which is win a championship. And the Wolves also are spending money on players that they have a lot of potential, and we're gonna have them for a long time, and they're growing with the team rather than getting somebody that it's been has all these accolades. And we've seen how that played out for the pride when we had like the likes of Alex Morgan and several other names.
Alexander Morgan
Hold on, my Alexa's talking to me. Alexa, please stop. uh, she hears Alex Morgan, and for some reason it's just like goes crazy, man.
Doesn't
But
want it.
anyways, uh I think the pride needs to just come out of this game and just do what they do best, which is play soccer and just go at it, and not be afraid, because they're gonna try to intimidate, because these are seasoned veterans. These are players that have played in that pitch before. They know kind of in a way the style of maybe what Sepp wants to do and how the pride plays. So right now, I feel that's the attitude they have to have. They had to come out swinging, creating plays, hitting them where it hurts. And I believe we have the better team. I'll be honest with you. I know that probably you don't agree, but I believe we have the better team. I think we got a really good result away. And oh, you're missing one other player for Orlando Pride,
Oh, I didn't miss her. I know
Messiah
she's
Bright.
yeah.
Messiah Bright too.
Well,
She's
that's
gonna
the
come.
thing. Sydney LaRue is keeping Messiah Bright out of the 9 position right now. So we've got one Pride player, ex-Pride player, knocking the other
Off the
ex-Pride
bench.
player onto the bench, and Messiah didn't get on in the game either. So Messiah hasn't played for Angel City yet. It would be amazing to see if they bring her on against us for her debut. I think Sydney LaRue is someone that I kind of liked from that era. Louise, she was always, I think, one of the better eggs, let's say, from the early Pride days, and I think that's someone that the fans will enjoy seeing. No animosity to any of these ex players at all. I think even Messiah, happy to have her come back. Like, I think it's going to be great to see them back in the building. In terms of the performance, we'll get into that in a little bit. But first, I want to talk about who's going to be available for this game, Luis, because as we know, we've got a few missing players at the moment from what our desired lineup would be. The first one being Barbara Banda. Her debut for her club is going to be delayed until her P1 visa, which was reported just the other day on Twitter by a few different outlets. So we believe we're just waiting on her visa to come through. And once that is done, so maybe that will happen before Friday, Luis.
Yeah, I mean
that'd be cool.
I mean that'd be great to have her, and
I'd love her to be there for the home opener.
I guarantee you she'll make an immediate impact. I mean, you have to understand. I'm not this gonna sound so bad because she just totally left the team. I'm not afraid of Messiah Bright, man. I'm not afraid of Messiah Bright. I'm not afraid of Messiah Bright. I don't think no one should be afraid of Messiah Bright. She shot the ball like 50 times and scored 1 goal.
You know what really interests me, and I thought about this. We were talking about Summer, and we are talking about what they said this summer about her fitness and her needing to be able to, improve in that area. Do you think they had a similar conversation with Messiah? Because I really last year thought Messiah could not do like a full 90. Her longevity in terms of like she can give you like 50, 60 minutes and then she's burnt out. So if they had that conversation with Messiah, maybe that came into Messiah's thinking of like, I don't want to, or I don't like the fact that they told me that, and therefore maybe I want to leave, or I don't know. If I was Seb, I would have had that same conversation like they did with Summer with Messiah. So it's going to be interesting to see her back in the building, and hopefully no animosity, and she's a happy player. But moving on, Louise, back to Barbara. She's not going to be here, but like we said, hopefully she will be coming through the P1. We've seen it happen before last minute, so maybe that will happen for Friday. She's also been called up, Barbara, for the Zambia squad. They're doing Olympic qualifying games on April 5th and April 9th. So I need to check the calendar. I haven't done that yet exactly, but I think that's going to be okay for us. There's a game on April 12th. So maybe Barbara will be missing that game if she's still on her way back from Zambia.
Give me 1 second, John. 1 second.
You're good. We'll have to see whether that is the case or not, but excited for Barbara to come back and get her first game. That would be great. The other player that we're missing at the moment is Rafa. Rafael, she's not been available due to getting a foot injury with the Brazilian national team while on international duty. A real shame. Definitely someone that we need in that back line. That's why we saw Kylie Strom come in and play the center back position. So hoping that Rafa will be back soon. We haven't heard from the club exactly on that, but they will do a announcement of the player availability for this game, probably on Thursday, with it being a Friday game. So a couple of days from now, we'll know whether Rafa is going to be ready to play again in this game against Angel City. Somebody that I think it would be really great to have her back. She's an incredible asset in that back line, and we want to have a stable back four as much as possible. So the quicker we can get Rafa back in the back line and fit and playing, the better. I'm hopeful. I don't think the foot injury she got from Brazil was a major thing. I'm think they would have given us some notice if it was going to be a sort of season-ending injury. I don't think it's that. It's just a question of how long it takes before she's back. The other one is Sophia Manor, our goalkeeper that we signed in the offseason. Um, she's not she wasn't on the bench for the game against Racing Louisville. I'm assuming maybe it's a P1 visa issue as well. I tried to do some research on this and find out why. So if anybody knows why Sophia was missing the last game, please drop it in the comments. Let us know. Maybe she's injured potentially, and we didn't hear about it. I don't know. But that's one that I would love to have her back. We talked about Anna Morehouse, the fact that we're not 100% confident in her in the goalkeeper position. Sophia, we believe, was signed to be the number one. So I'm hoping that she will come in and do that. We're just depending on when that happens. Again, we'll wait till end of the week, see if we get some availability report on Thursday as to what's going on with these players. The other one is Kylie Strom, obviously from the Racing Louisville game, got that red card. She's not going to be available for this match. So we were playing Kylie Strom in center back instead of Hafa. I think this is a chance for Carrie Lawrence. I think it's the perfect opportunity for her to come in and do something. I think we talked about it. She's hungry. She's a player that I believe has the talent to be a good, useful center back in this league. I have no issue with slotting in Carrie Lawrence in that center back position, and then we keep Carrie Bello at left back. You've got Haley at right back, potentially looking like a very similar lineup to what we saw against Racing Louisville on last Saturday. We might have some change around in midfield. There's potentially
Sorry about
various. You're good, Luis. I was just talking about the lineup and what we might see different. Obviously, no Kylie Strom, potentially no Hafa. So looking at Carrie Lawrence coming into that center back position, and then probably Carrie Bello again at left back, assuming that Emily Sams at the other center back, and then Haley McCutcheon at right back. Similar sort of back four, just switching in.
Yeah, so I believe we're gonna. I don't know if you talked about the keeper. I believe we're gonna see Anna again.
Yeah, I'm on keeper. I said that we're not sure what the situation is there. So probably Anna
McCutcheon.
again, unless they want to take a punt on McKinley, but I think they'll stick with
I
Anna.
think it's gonna be McCutcheon, Madrill.
Yeah.
Sam's. Sorry.
Yeah.
Soliak.
McCutcheon,
Sorry,
Sams.
Sam's and
I'm going for Lawrence.
Carrie
I think
Lawrence.
I think Carrie Lawrence makes obvious sense to me. Most experienced option to slot in there, wouldn't you say, next to Sam's, with no Hafa and no Kylie Strom?
I'm trying to see here. I'm trying to see who's our.
I mean, Brianna can play there.
Yeah, Brianna could play there. I'll say the because
I think Carrie is Celia maybe.
Celia
Is
did
she
not
more
play
of a
center
right
back
back
though.
though?
Celia did not play center back. She played left back, right
Yeah,
back.
she's more of a fullback
Yeah.
than a center back.
So
I think Carrie might be one of
let's go
your
for
only
Carrie.
options.
Let's
We've
go for
also
Carrie.
got Corey Dyke, who is the
True.
draftee that we signed. I know she
Yeah.
can play center back, but I think like Carrie's got so much more experience over her. Makes sense.
If people don't agree, feel free to comment on either on X or
Yeah,
on
let us
YouTube.
know.
But we would love to if we're watching this. My apologies.
Let us
And
know
then on
your
the
thoughts
left,
on the lineup.
and then on your left, Carrie Avello for sure.
Yeah, she's got to stay in that left back,
Yeah.
especially with no Kylie Strom at the moment. Anyway, she's the only one I think is going to fight for that position with
Now
Carrie right now.
I feel the attacking third. If Banda's not going to play, which I'm sure probably she won't be playing, right? Because of
Nah,
P1.
I mean, unless it
The attacking
miraculously
third will be
comes through.
exactly the same.
I can see that. I can see a very similar lineup, only replacing Kylie because we need to, right? Seb, I think, was happy overall with the performance they gave.
Yep.
Maybe you think about putting in Larroquette and putting Angelina back into D mid, like a further back position. Depends whether you think Angelina has to be in the attacking three or not.
Yeah, I think Seb is gonna go for
I
um
think if you want two D mids on, then Luana and Morgan give you a nice solid double pivot there, right? I think that
true.
those two are really good. And if against big competition like Angel City with their attacking power, Seb might prefer to have two, the same two defensive D mids in there to go and shut things down.
Yeah, plus also when they defend um compactly and they defend and you know how in a way kind of how Racing Louisville score their goals. So what ended up happening was, and this is I'm just saying, this is what I saw was Marta was here, Morgan was here, Luana was here,
Yeah.
and then Haley had to go deep, you know, and so you left these three like right here, right? And so it was easier for them to make that pass and to pass through the flanks, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
We
So
saw it both ways. We
yeah,
saw it angle from left back to right back or left back to,
right.
So I think we
So
just have to be careful about putting both of our, if we've got Carrie and Haley up there, they both can't go forward at the same time.
now this is the lineup that we here at LPO are putting out for the home opener against Angel City. You got Morehouse on top. You got Haley, Emily Sams,
I
Gary
think he had
Lawrence,
the
Gary.
wingers the other way last time, like Julie on the left and Angelina on the
Right. Yeah.
right. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah. We have Luana, Morgan Gottrand, and then Marta right there in the on the 10. And then three up top, you got Adriana as your number 9, you got Angelina as your left winger, and then you got Julie Doyle as your right winger. So I think this will be I think this will be the lineup. Now, obviously, the other team has non-recognizable players, but I believe we collectively we have the best team. It's just my opinion. I don't want to.
I think we have more of a whole team that makes sense. I think that Angel City have some like very good star players and then a lot of okay players. I think we have like a lot of good players, if that makes sense. Uh, and a few stars, obviously, as well. I think for me, the key is getting Marta on the ball and in the game. We need to get her people around her playing 1-2s and passes and really get her to be able to get into the attack and up the field. We didn't get to do that too much in the last match. So I would like to see that. For you, Luis, what's your score prediction for this one? We didn't do one for the Racing Louisville game, uh, but we should do one for this game. What do you think?
So, score predictions for me. Hard fought. Hard fought. It's going to be a hard fought game. Sorry, I'm getting tongue tied. I do believe that Orlando's going to win, and it's going to be a 2-1 win. Orlando City. You're going to have um, sitting in the room, maybe scoring 1-0 on us, and then doing like some weird celebration. Saying, "Oh, you see, I can still do it," type of thing, And but I think we scored 2 on them, and I think we gotta be all on point, guys. And I know, like I say in every pod, no soccer team ever goes to play the sport feeling that they're gonna lose it. It doesn't matter if they're the smallest team in the world or the biggest team in the world. No one goes to the pitch to say, "Hey, I'm gonna lose today, guys." By the way, no. So I wholeheartedly believe that all the players in the squad are gonna go gung ho, ready to roll, lock and loaded, and they're gonna go and just blast Angel City off. Uh, it would be phenomenal if Orlando had a lot of great games with this team. That they've kept the core against tough teams. You remember Portland last year?
Yeah, no, I
No
mean
one saw that coming. No one saw that coming.
we we beat Angel City last year away from
Yeah,
home.
yeah.
We also lost to them at home, so but we with our head to head with Angel City, we're 2 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss to them. So apparently we got the upper hand here. I'm with you. I think a win. I think Seb is like determined to win home games, and I think that he's drilled that into the squad. And I think that we saw the signs of a good team and what they will be this year in the last match. It just kind of got cut short by 10 players on the field, and then even then we still managed to pull it back. So with a full lineup, and a game where I think for them they're motivated in front of the home team in front of the home crowd, Luis. Like we need to get some butts and seats on Friday for the first game of the season. I'm hoping to have a bumper crowd, 7, 8, maybe even 9,000. If we could break 10,000, I would be absolutely delighted. But the more people we can get in there that get behind the team and really help drive them, because we've seen in latter start parts of the game when we're trying to get back into it, maybe it's like 1-1 or we're down a goal or whatever, the stadium can be a massive influence being that 12 man. So I really, really want to motivate the team with a big crowd, and hopefully we can do that on Friday night, Luis, and get a win, a home opener win. That's what we need.
Yeah, definitely. I think it would be great to have a home opener win, and I know that we could do it. I have a big feeling that this team is ready for big things. I do want to say, and this is really like touching. 144 people watching us right now live. 142 people on X. 3 people on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching us. Thank you to the Black Swans. They retweeted us too. So
Oh, thank you.
yeah, so that's
Drop your
amazing. Thank you
comments.
so
Let
much.
us know
Drop your
what you think
comments.
on
We'll
Pride.
we'll
Stream
definitely.
Jesus dropped us a comment, Luis.
It says rate the new orange Pride jersey 1 to 10. To me, a 10.
Could I plead the fifth?
Fifth.
Like I decline. No comment.
All right.
I did make my room orange.
Cool.
Look, that's cool. We made the background orange. I'm all in on the orange theme. I think it's cool. I'm not gonna wear an orange jersey, personally.
Well, if I'll be delighted to wear it. I'll probably look like a big orange, but I still will wear it with
I
pride.
think that new home jersey is gonna look really
It's
cool with those
fire.
blue
Yeah,
letters, though.
it's
I think
nice.
it'll be cool to see. I mean, it's purple jersey, but there's something about the way those blue letters pop on the back that I might buy that one. That's on the list for sure. Luis, let's talk a little bit about Pride Talks. We decided to launch a space on X. They're called X Spaces. It's essentially a audio format of a podcast, wouldn't you say, Luis? And what we do is we go live there after every Pride game, and we're calling it Pride Talks. And it's more for you guys than us. This one, we are, we're here making the podcast weekly. We get to say all of our thoughts here, and talk about the team and review the games. The one directly after the game is for you guys to jump on, hopefully request a talk and come and talk with us. We did the first one after the game, very impromptu, and it was a little bit of fun. We had a first guest there who was joining us and giving some comments. We had a few people commenting. That was great. We want to keep that going. We want to have people interacting with us after the game. I'm excited. We've decided to call it Pride Talks, Louise. I like the name, but I'm open to other suggestions.
Yeah.
And we want to kind of let people know, like, hey, we want you to be part of this. This is for the community around the Pride, a place for you to come and talk. So if there's a better name that anyone wants to suggest, or you have a fun name that you want to give us, shoot us a DM or put it in the comments. We're open to it. Maybe we'll get a few suggestions and do a vote or something. we want to have a kind of fun hangout zone after the games for everybody to come in and give us their thoughts. Luis, I think this is a really cool thing we're doing, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. I think it would be a way to also unite the community, and also, you know, we're trying to get city fans to watch the product, and to definitely come to Pride games also. If we can get like maybe 10 people, 10 more people to come and watch the a Pride game, to me, that's what I'm here for. And because I've been there, guys, with you, even though you guys are there at the wall, I'm working. I'm working. I'm not just eating the cookies there.
I'm
Um,
just eating the cookies.
yeah. So definitely, it's a place that you guys can vent out and say your piece, and just talk about what happened in the game, pretty much. Obviously, then we'll develop more on the pods, and we're just trying to provide the same amount of content we do with City, provide the same amount of content with Pride, and I think the Pride always deserved that. A lot of outlets um, denied it for a long time, I believe, or they just didn't have the time or the energy. But we want to do the due diligence to do this for the Pride, because I also see how much this team is definitely making a difference. And I've seen the pre Seb days and pre Haley days versus the now, what we have now, and I think they're building something pretty special here. And I commend both Haley, the team, Seb, everyone, even communications, doing a phenomenal job on pushing the Pride. So if we could do something here, as little to support, we'll definitely do it. So um,
And we definitely want to say that we're open to your opinions, and we want you to come in and talk with us. And we have our opinions on the Pride, and like we say, what we think the lineup is, and everything else. But we we know so much, but there's people out there who know more than us, Luis, and we'll humbly
correct.
admit that. And we want to hear from those people. We know you're out there. We know you're Pride fans. We're just trying to interact with you and really bring, like you said, a lot of that community together in a place where they can feel safe to talk and have interactions and talk about the team that they love. And I agree entirely. I think Haley and Seb, especially this season, there's like a almost military precision to the way they're going about all of this. Haley is an incredible asset. I think she's done great work to get in this, build this team that Seb and her have worked on together. And you can see that we have now a lot of assets that we did not before. And it really looks like a squad that could go somewhere and do something. And we thought that their last year was kind of a growth year in the sense like, oh, let's just be better than we were before. That was very low expectations last year. This year, because of how last year went, we have more expectations, and I think that's a good thing. And just as the team is growing, we want to do our part, and Pride Talks is another thing that we're doing to add to the Pride and everything that we can do to help support, because as Luis says, it matters to us too. We do care a lot.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, at the home opener, I'm sure probably John will be able to join in, and probably be the host, because I have to be at the press conference, and obviously I cannot have live audio. I would love to definitely go to the press conference live on Pride Talk so people could hear the press conference, beforehand, but I will probably get kicked out.
Yep.
So, so, the,
Yeah.
so
But I
probably,
think what we can do is I'll start it, and I might be able to ask people in the chat, like, hey, if you have a question for Seb, put it in the
yeah,
chat. And then Luis can go and be like, hey,
right,
we
and then
got
I
a
could
question
ask it.
from
Yeah, yeah,
you
that'd be great.
guys. Yeah. And like Luis says, we're going to run it on Pride Talks, but we're open and we're looking for hosts both here and on that
Yeah,
space to join us and talk with us and co-host. We love anybody who's got enthusiasm for the Pride and knowledge of NWSL. If you feel like that's something you would be able to do, then reach out to us. Uh, Hit us up on DMs or a comment or something. You can find us in lots of places, which brings me nicely on, Luis, to talking about where you can subscribe on YouTube and you can
Sure.
like and follow and everything
Yeah.
else. You go ahead and
So
run us through that.
we are trying to get all of our everyone to join our YouTube channel. We are about 787 subscribers right now.
Getting
There's
so close to
160.
that
There's
800 mark.
160 people here right now. So if everyone here goes there and subscribes, even though if you're not a YouTube person, you're more of an X person and you see us on X, you can still see us on X, but just by you subscribing, you'll get and you click the notification bell, you'll get all the insight on the press conferences. I like to timestamp a lot of that.
There's a lot
Uh,
of content we have on
yeah,
YouTube that's
and
not on
that we put
Twitter.
post games and all that stuff. And also if you decide to rewatch some sort of episode and see, hey, what did Louise made a horrible prediction? Let's check it out, and then you can rewind and go back to what I said on the first episode, second
You
episode.
can go
So
all the way back and laugh at me picking Mikey Halliday to have a breakout season in the beginning of 2023 if you want.
that's right. And then you could definitely subscribe. It will help us a lot. We're trying to get to 1K subscribers, so it would make a huge difference. Also, we're available on X. Follow us at LP_podcast. Instagram also LP_podcast. We're very active there as well. You can DM me anytime if you feel free. If you want to help out any way, shape, or form with LPO, you can DM me there also. And on Facebook as Loud and Proud Orlando or LP_podcast also. And we're available also in audio form on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and all your available platforms. I believe we're also on Google Podcasts too. So I mean, we're everywhere. So uh, just come listen, drop us a thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll thank you guys.
For sure. Thank you to everybody who joined us live today. Thank you to anybody who dropped a comment. I think there's only one thing left to say, Luis, and that's Vamos Pride.
Vamos Pride. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful night.
See you on Friday.
See you on Friday.